The NFL is back, and across 3 fantasy games, we have a chance to win over $1 million this weekend. Hey there, everybody. Welcome on into this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis, as always. Thanks for checking out this episode. This is one of the free fantasy games that we like to play. It involves multiple apps that we like to play, and it all revolves around the NFL being back. For started off, we can win $1 million over on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. We can win $5,000 over on the Play Barstools app. And we can win $5,000 over on the Yahoo Fantasy Slate. There's a combination of, picking games in terms of winners and win margins. You can also got to quickly pick some player props. You also got to correctly predict some score in some games. It's just a very good combination. Again, all centering around NFL Week 1. And how about NFL Week 1 getting it kicked off last night there with the Cowboys and Buccaneers? Boy, if that's anything like this NFL season is going to be, we are all in a treat there as NFL fans, because that was just an absolutely fantastic game, wire to wire, and can't wait to see how the season unfolds, but can't wait to see how Week 1 unfolds to start it off right now. Remind you guys, Week 1 is always really, really tricky. They do these contests each and every single NFL season. They do the $1 million until somebody wins it, and then they'll reduce it back down to $100,000, or at least that's what they've done in years past, and nobody wins it in Week 1. The NFL is generally tough, and it's always generally tough in Week 1 as you're trying to figure out who's who and what's what. We have an idea of who's who, but you got new players on new teams, you got new coaches, new schemes, so it's just a very, very tough week and very tricky week. So don't get down on yourself. If you have a bad score, there's a long season to go. We'll be getting to these contests each and every single week, and we'll have a chance to win some money. Let's first start it off with the Fox Bet Super 6 app. And again, this is where you can win $1,000 tricky game. They give you 6 games. You got to correctly predict the winner, and you got to correctly predict the win margin for all 6 of those games. The first one they give us here is Falcons versus Eagles. And this is kind of what I talk about when I talk about it being tricky. I can make a case that the Eagles are going to win this game. I could also make a case that the Falcons are going to win this game. This one's going to be a real toss-up right here. Neither of these teams really over-excite me, and I don't think either one of these teams are going to be in the playoffs at the end of the season. So, yeah, just nothing to get too excited here with these two teams here. I do think Eagles probably have more offensive firepower. Collectively as a whole, I think all their pieces there are going to be a little bit more imposing on the opposing defense. But, yeah, the Falcons are with the better quarterback by far in Matt Ryan. And we know it's a quarterback-driven league, so I like that right there. I'm excited to see Kyle Pitts, the rookie, outstanding rookie there, tight end with the Falcons. So excited to see his debut in the NFL. So I'm going to go with the home team here. I'm going to go with the better quarterback. So go ahead and give me the Falcons winning this game, and they're going to win this game by 5 to 6 points. Next one we got here is Bills versus Steelers. You guys obviously know I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, or if you're new here to the Winning Bets community, welcome to this community. Welcome. It's really good to have you guys here, but I am obviously a Buffalo Bills fan. The only thing I can tell you about this is the Bills are returning 21 of their starters. That's absolutely amazing right there. The only one that they're losing is a wide receiver in John Brown, but all the defensive guys are coming back. Generally speaking, all the offensive guys are coming back. They've got the same coaching staff coming back well. So a lot of chemistry. There's the Super Bowl favorites. Josh Allen is the MVP favorite from a betting perspective. So, yeah, all on the Bills here. I think they'll go ahead and handle the Steelers. I've got the Bills winning this game by 10 to 14 points. Next one we got here is Vikings versus Bengals. Again, another game that if you wanted to tell me the Vikings are going to win, I got no problem with that. But if you also wanted to tell me that the Bengals are going to win, I also got no problem with that. So I think the Vikings have generally been a disappointment up under Coach Mike Zimmer. He's got that defensive pedigree, but from a defensive standpoint, they've kind of dropped off, there in the last couple seasons. Obviously, you like the pieces that they have on the offensive side, and Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, and Adam Thielen, just really, 3 good pieces right there. Kirk Cousins, I think he kind of gets a bad rap, but I think he does the job. I think, as long as, you put pieces around him, I think he's a really good, caliber NFL starting quarterback. So I got no problem with him. All eyes in this matchup, though, will be on Joe Burrow in his return. Everybody wants to see how he's going to do. I think he's got some really good wide receivers to throw it to. A really good trio in Boyd, Higgins, and the rookie in Chase. So I like those pieces right there. Like their running back there in Joe Mixon. I'm going to go with the home team again here. And another kind of toss-up matchup to me. Not a whole lot of separation, I don't think, between these two teams. I don't think two teams that'll be in the playoffs at the end of the season. So I'll lean on the playoff or the home team here in the season opener. So give me the Bengals winning this game by 3 to 4 points. The next one we're going to do here is the 49ers versus Lions. This is the biggest mismatch of the weekend by far. You hear it on social media. You see it on the sports books. Everybody's all on the 49ers, and it's obviously, with really good reason right here. The Lions are obviously going through another transition, getting a new head coach, new schemes, even a new quarterback. They've obviously sent Stafford on out. Now they've got Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a drop-off, but at least they're not rebuilding, with an unproven quarterback. Jared Goff has won games in this league and has been to a Super Bowl, so like that right there. So it comes down to basically how well you think the Lions are going to compete in this game, or do you think they're just going to get blown out? Are you going to follow the herd here and predict a nice sizable, victory there for the 49ers? I think the 49ers defense is just going to be too strong here for the Lions to handle. This is a really, really good defensive, unit here in the 49ers. So, and then you got to add in, and then once you add in their offense, 49ers are going to be too much here for the Lions. I'm going to say the 49ers win this game by 10 to 14 points. Next one we got here is the Seahawks versus the Colts. You got Carson Wentz. He looks like he's going to be in after sustaining a foot injury there on the offseason. It does look like you're going to go ahead and get Carson Wentz in this game. Colts do have some offensive line issues. They got Fisher and Nelson. Looks like maybe they're going to go ahead and miss this game. So that's going to really put an issue there on Carson Wentz. And you've shown over his career that if you get pressure up on him, he's just really not a good quarterback. It's hard for a lot of quarterbacks to throw the ball with pressure in their face, but Wentz has really struggled, with pressure up in his face. So I look to see, if those two offensive line pieces are out, it could be a long day for him. Seahawks, from an offensive wise, they were one of the top units last season, scoring tons of points, top 5 in scoring. They'll put it up, and that's what worries me about this Colts team is, can they hang with the Seahawks? I don't think they can hang with the Seahawks. There will be a lot of points, I think, being scored in this game. You got the MVP candidate, obviously, in Russell Wilson. You've got Seahawks with great wide receivers there, and Metcalf and Lockett for him to go ahead and throw the ball to. I'm going to side with the MVP candidate. I'm going to side with generally the better team season in and season out, which is the Seahawks. So go ahead and give me the Seahawks winning this game, and I think they'll win this game by 5 to 6 points. Then the last one we got here is Packers versus Saints. I think in this matchup it just comes down to, do you trust Jameis Winston and how much you trust Jameis Winston? I'm not necessarily saying do you trust Jameis Winston in terms of can the Saints get the win, but can they keep it close? You've seen it where, boy, he can throw the ball. He can throw. He's one of the great deep passers, one of the top deep passers, in the NFL. He can do it, but boy, just a lot of boneheaded mistakes. There's a reason, why the Buccaneers gave up on him. Just a lot of bad mistakes, just put it quite simply put. Packers have had a lot of drama issues, obviously, in the offseason. I don't think those carry over too much, though, in the season. I think once the ball is kicked, I think, it's business as usual for this Packers team. The Packers team, again, that we think will be strong. So I'm not going to go ahead and do a little bit of a surprise here, I think, to most of you out there. I'm going to go ahead and say the Saints. I think Jameis Winston can put it together. If he can just keep it probably like one interception or less, I think the Saints will be in this game. They've got a really good, strong defense themselves. That was a strong defensive unit, for the most part of last season. So give me the home team in this one. I got the Saints winning this game by 1 to 2. I think that'll be a nice, fantastic game right there. All right, let's now move it over to the Play Barstools app. It's Play Barstools app. This is where we can win $5,000. They give you a mix of predicting a lot of games against the spread, and then for the Monday night game, you got to give them a correct score. So let's see how we do it right here. We got first one here. You got Falcons versus the Eagles. Falcons minus 3.5. I've got the Falcons covering that game. Next one you got here is Steelers Bills. Bills minus 6.5. I've got the Bills covering that spread. Then you've got Seahawks Colts. Seahawks are minus 2.5 point favorites. I've got the Seahawks covering that spread. Same with the 49ers and Lions. 49ers are laying minus 7.5 points. I've got the 49ers covering that one. A new matchup that we haven't talked about so far is Broncos versus Giants. Broncos minus 2.5. I think this is another toss-up matchup. Yeah, it's gotten to be more of a toss-up matchup, now Teddy Bridgewater. He makes it a little bit tough. I think if Drew Lock, was in this game for the Broncos, you could go ahead and just say that this is going to be a Giants win. I'm not a Drew Lock fan by any stretch of the imagination, but Teddy Bridgewater will make this one close, make this one competitive. I do not trust Vic Fangio, Broncos head coach, at all. Just nothing really excites me when it comes to Vic Fangio. So not a Fangio fan absolutely whatsoever. Giants are going to have Barkley. They're not going to have Ingram in this game, but there does look like they'll go ahead and have Barkley. You do have Daniel Jones, another year in that system, so he should be better. We know the Giants have a good defense. Giants had a really good defense last season, so I like that. Broncos defense obviously will be better with Von Miller back in, but I'm going to go with the home team again on this one in terms of covering. I think this is a coin flip game, so if you tell me about a coin flip game, I'll go and take the team and the points. So give me those Giants and those 2.5 points. Next one we got here is the Dolphins and the Patriots. You got Patriots minus 2.5. I think this is an upset alert right here, folks. This is upset alert. I liked the Dolphins last season. I like the Dolphins again this season. I think they're going to be another team that's going to be knocking on the door to the playoffs, if not getting into the playoffs. Strong defensive unit, led by Xavier Howard and Byron Jones there for their cornerbacks. Howard is just really an elite corner right there, and then you add in Byron Jones. He's really good in his own right. I think they'll make it tough on rookie Mac Jones. I don't think he's never gone up against this kind of caliber talent. So I know he obviously went to Alabama, good talent in the SEC, but yeah, this is a whole nother level right here. I think Brian Flores, head coach of the Dolphins, will know how to make it difficult for him in his first, NFL career start. So I actually like the Dolphins in this matchup. This is one of my favorite underdogs, actually, in fact, of week 1. So another opportunity where I don't have to say the Dolphins are going to win. I just need to get some points. So go ahead and give me the Dolphins and those plus 2.5 points. So Dolphins will cover. Then the next one we got here is Packers versus Saints. I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints in the 4.5 points. And then the Sunday night game, you got Bears and Rams. Rams minus 7.5. Rams all day long. I mean, don't need to break this one down too often. Rams defense, Rams offense overpowering. One of the best defensive units in all the league. Offensive standpoint, they added Matt Stafford. They got better. Give me the Rams. They're going to go ahead and cover that minus 7.5. And then for a correct score in this Ravens-Raiders game, I think the Raiders are on prime spot to go ahead and pull off an upset. Ravens coming to this matchup decimated by injuries. Already lost J.K. Dobbins, already lost Gus Edwards, already lost Marcus Peters. It's a lot to overcome. I know they got the, Lamar Jackson MVP candidate right there, but I think this is a really nice spot. The Raiders are catching the Ravens at a really good time. I think they can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and predict an upset on this one. Give me the Raiders 30 points, and the Ravens will have 27 points right there. All right, let's now move it over to the Yahoo Fantasy Slate app. This is where you can win $5,000. Good little mix of questions we got right here. So let's jump on into it. Question 1 is, will the Chiefs win by 6+? I do think the Chiefs will win by 6+. Question 2 is, what's going to be will it be over-under for Browns Chiefs over-under 53.5? I got the over in this matchup, so go yes. Question 3 is, will the Bills win by 7+? I'm all on the Bills this week, and actually every week. So Bills will win by 7 or more. Who will have more rushing TDs, Josh Allen or Najee Harris, or a tie? Interestingly, to give us a tie, and I'm going to go ahead and go say with that tie. I think both of these guys will find the end zone. I'm going to go ahead and say it'll be a tie right there for those guys. Question 5 is, who's going to win between the Jaguars and Texans? Just give them a winner. Don't sleep on the Texans and Tyrod Taylor. He's a good quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Texans will get the win right there. Question 6 is, who's going to win between the Chargers and the Washington football team? I'm going to go ahead and say the Washington football team. I think this could be the game of the week, folks. This game started off with the Washington as the underdog. Now the Chargers are the underdog. It seems like the public is really undecided on who's going to win this matchup. The point spread is 1 point. This one's going to be a really close, fascinating game. Again, could be the absolute game of the week. I'm going to go ahead and say Washington pulls it off at home. Will Julio Jones get a TD reception? I think he will. I mean, you look at this team here between the Cardinals and the Titans. You're going to get a lot of points in this game. And at some point, I think he'll go ahead and be the reason why there are a lot of points. So Julio Jones will get himself a touchdown in this game. It's got one of the higher over-under point totals in all of the NFL this weekend. So, yeah, there's going to be points scored in that game. Julio Jones will grab himself a TD reception. How will be the number of receptions there for Kyle Pitts, that standout tight end we talked about earlier there for the Falcons? I think they're going to go to him early and often. There's a reason they drafted him so high in this NFL draft with their first overall pick. So go ahead and give me 6+ receptions there for Kyle Pitts. He's going to be a tough cover there for linebackers. He's a good player. Who's going to have the higher passer rating? Will it be Mac Jones or Tua Tagovailoa? I'm going to go ahead and say Tua. Tua's going to have the better day over the rookie Mac Jones. Who's going to win between the Seahawks and Colts? I've obviously got the Seahawks winning that game. Will there be a passing TD in Broncos-Giants? Boy, what an interesting question. Will there be a passing TD? You wouldn't even think that could even be a question in today's modern day NFL with how these teams pass? Interesting question. I do think there will be a passing TD in that Broncos versus Giants game. And then will Justin Fields throw a pass this weekend up against the Rams? I don't think so. I think they're going to go to Andy Dalton and at least give him an entire game. Justin Fields will get an appearance this season, but I think he'll get one fresh from the start. We can have an entire week's worth of game plan to prepare himself and set him up for success. So it won't be this week. Andy Dalton will be under center each and every snap. So no for me. All right, that's how I'm doing it. Exciting week in the NFL. Lots of money up for grabs. Guys, go ahead and hit this like button. If you're going to follow me on at least one of these questions on one of these apps, go ahead and hit this like button. Come back each and every single week. We've got these contests going on every single week, and then we also have the one on the NBC Sports Predictor app that involves around Sunday night NFL football. So I wish you guys good luck, and I look forward to seeing you on the next contest. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and good luck with your picks. If interested in placing real sports bets, then check out my latest daily free sports betting video in the bottom right corner. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next contest.